Hello, online pipe community. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. It is Sunday evening, time for YouTube Piper's Care. First, in a little 1950s K-Woody billiard, beautiful condition, some brown sugar, now BS flake. Talk about that on Tuesday, though. Let's dive into this week's items. If last week was a short list, this week is a little longer. Let's see what we have. Central Cal Piper. His wife had surgery Monday. If you recall, that went well. She is recovering nicely. So drop by, give them some encouragement. Say a little prayer of thanksgiving for that one. Ole'Pops. Have not heard from Ole'Pops in a long time, about a year. It has been a long time since he has posted a video. His family has been through quite a lot in that year. In particular, his three girls. His oldest daughter, if you recall, the last big update that he gave us, their home had burned down. They lost everything. Well, they have had some very trying, very difficult personal things to deal with this last year. Rebuilding the house may not have been the hardest, but they are back in a house on the same farm. They are doing well now. Moving on to his middle daughter. She has an 18-year-old son with severe autism. And he has recently begun exhibiting some very disturbing and very difficult violence. They're going to have to make a decision as to whether he will become a ward of the state. That they're reaching a point where they cannot care for him. This is a very difficult thing. Third, his youngest daughter. His youngest daughter has been in a budding relationship with a young man who is going to be visiting the house in a short bit. And Pops would like us, in addition to praying for his other two girls, he'd like to pray for this youngest one that if this isn't the guy, that it becomes known and obvious quickly enough that he doesn't have to be ushered out the door. His youngest girl has, and you've seen her on some of his videos, has been mistreated in the past. And we are all hoping, everybody who knows him are hoping that that is not the case here, and that this will be a loving and growing relationship. Captain Kirk shared with us that he has had a known heart issue since he was young, a child or early teen, and that recently he had a heart attack. He is awfully young. It is usually guys my age and older that we think of as having heart attacks, but with this condition, he had a heart attack. He had a stent put in. He's doing well now. He has recovered, but this is something that you never completely get over. Let's keep him in our prayers this week. Pat from the north shared with us that he has an uncle who is in the hospital, if I caught it correctly, in an intensive care or similar unit. He is nearing end of life. Let's keep him and Pat and family in our prayers as they approach this transition. Ponderosa Piper. shared these before. We'll continue sharing them. They lost a beloved family coonhound this last week. That is never easy. They still have a dog at home, but you're missing. You got a hole there where somebody should be. Drop by and let them know you're thinking about them while they're going through this grieving, just as if we'd lost a family member. Sapper Smokes, his mom is still making good progress. She's continuing to relearn vocabulary, and her speech is improving. It's still not really good. She is not coming home for Thanksgiving, and I think Zach and family are grateful. I think they've actually got the right attitude on this. As he expressed it, she is going to be doing better and making more progress, staying right where she needs to be instead of coming home for the holiday, as nice as that would be. Let's continue to keep her and her recovery in our prayers. Last, certainly not least, MidWay Piper shared with us through his community page tab that he is in the hospital getting, with a blood infection, getting IV antibiotics and fluids to combat dehydration, as well as the infection itself. And while he is combating that, keep him in your prayers. Drop by and like I said, all the links for these guys, as always, will be down below so that you can give them some direct encouragement. Keep them in your prayers this week. And while we kick off this week right, light something you like. Let's enjoy this week.